wood chips are working for me.
So much time, so much hope is in my mind until I find you on your way to me.
So I'm glad you asked, because I finally get a chance to try out some new recording equipment that I got, a new microphone and everything else. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I did with the wood chips. So I've got a really big pile here. But anyways, so here's what I did. Excuse the mess because it's all a project. But all of this, everything was under mud here, almost to the point that you couldn't walk in it. So I took a whole load of the wood chips and laid them down about 6 inches deep, and it has completely solved the mud issue. I put some over here for the rabbit cage so Kenner doesn't have to wade to feed. And then I put it, this was the worst by far. All of this was probably like sink to your ankles in mud. And so since I put the wood chips, all of this, by the way, all of this was underwater. And this is the only standing water left, because the wood chips have just absorbed. And you can see it's spongy, but nobody's sinking. And then this part here, take it into the chicken coop. All of this part of the chicken coop was completely underwater, and it was really dangerous for the goats, and so it really worked out that I got them. But over here, all of this is the initial wood chips that I had bought, and this was the only part that actually stayed dry. So all of this, everything, was all underwater, and the goats couldn't go in any of that. Got Ace and then Maverick there. But you can actually see how bad it was. There's still mud spattered all over poor Ace from trying to wade through all the mud to get to everything. But since I put the wood chips in, it's completely dry. They've been walking all over it, and it's done absolutely nothing to stop the flow of water, what little drainage there might be. So yeah, the wood chips have been great. I don't see any negative to it other than maybe ants in the summertime, but it's my understanding that because wood chips break down and hold so much moisture underneath the surface that ants don't like to build a nest in there. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case, because that would be amazing. But if not, I'll sprinkle some ant poison and take care of that problem. In the coop's not an issue because the chickens are going to eat all of that. Ants just aren't going to live inside of this. So yeah, that's how the wood chips have been doing. I'm going to let the what's left, I'm going to let those break down. Eventually this whole area here, everything, even where the metal is, some of the metal and wire here, all of this is going to be one big rectangle, And this is going to be the base of a raised bed garden. So I'm going to pack as many raised beds as I possibly can into this area, and even in the chicken coop, because eventually this cage is going to come out, and I'm going to build a permanent barn whenever I have time. Lord knows I have all the materials for it. But yeah, so all of this area, all of this is going to be moved to the barn, and of course it's starting to rain on me. But when the barn gets moved, this will all be raised bed garden. So wood chips are working for me. All right, so now we're headed about an hour away. We're going to go pick up a Great Pyrenees that somebody's giving away, and we're going to see how she does, because we're going to be splitting our bucks and our does. Even though they're young, one of them is starting to get to that age, so we're going to fix the fence that we have already at some point soon, and we will put one Pyrenees with the bucks, and the other Pyrenees will be with the does. So let's go get her.
30 long journeys circling the sun, 30 summers gone, chasing clouds, waiting on your alibis, till you bring me back to life. In my weakest days alone, when I'm on my own, wasting hours and counting years, till you lead me back home. Spinning dreams of the forests and the streams, once when I was young, singing songs of the twilights and the dawns, till the final one was gone. And the days grow much shorter now, the nights are long, precious memories are all we have. Come and show the way home. In my weakest days alone, when I'm on my own, wasting hours and counting years, I guess I'll find my way home.
So we got Lola, and now we're headed back home. Once we get to the house, we're gonna get her put away. for the night, and tomorrow we'll introduce her slowly to the goats and chickens. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.